Oh, initially we were going to talk about Tom Myers.
Oh, yes, the king.
Tom Myers is the greatest comedian of all time.
My favorite stand-up comedian.
If you want to know more about Tom Myers, go to YouTube and type in Ed Schrader Show, and that's SHRADER, Tom Myers. And Tom was a guest on Ed's like a surreal talk show.
Yeah.
And it's funny. So the setup is it's supposed to be like it's supposed to have this like weird.
It's a troll talk show.
It's
basically.
it's a troll. It's like a hipster, ironic talk show.
Right.
So to the extent that even the announcer for the show is some guy that's like, and your next guest, like he's doing a dumb voice, like everything's supposed to be bad. And they got the best comedian you could for an ironic talk show.
Absolutely.
Which is Tom Myers, who
the king,
looks
baby.
like Steve Buscemi, dresses like Bill Hicks. You know what's funny about Tom Myers is Tom Myers had that hairline and had the solution to that hairline, which is that weird comb-over thing that he does at, like, age 21. When I met him, I was, like, 16. He was 16 or 17. And I'm like, oh, this guy's in his, like, late 30s.
Absolutely. He looks 15 years older than he is.
Yeah, and he was, like, 21. But I got on the Tom Myers tangent because you remember at his album recording, he did that joke about, like, he just slid it in there that his parents already have a grave for him.
Yeah, they bought a grave for him, a grave plot
for their son next to theirs. So because he lives with his parents, he lives with his parents, calls Little League Baseball, and works at 7-Eleven.
He was the chairman of the Harford County Young Democrats until he literally aged out of it. They were like, "You're too fucking old."
Yeah.
So then he oh man, he is so
Did he
good.
come back from? He retired from comedy for.
No, did he? I don't think so.
Yeah.
You should check it out, guys. Seriously, Tom Myers. We were present. Both Nick and myself were present for the recording of. I believe it was something like pitchforks, and he has some really strong imagery.
Yeah.
He had an album called Words of Mass Destruction.
Words of Mass Destruction, dude. Scathing criticism of the Iraq War and pot. Pot as in marijuana, which he calls pot.
Bong hit transplant.
Bong hit transplant.
That's by the way, bong hit transplant is the punchline to a joke. Go find it. You'll really enjoy it when you figure it out. It will make a lot of sense.
It really should be the punchline to every joke. Yeah, would you get a bong hit transplant?
What the fuck is even a bong hit transplant?
It's like he's like pretending like he knows what weed is, but also pretending like he knows what
medicine
operations are.
But yeah, Tom's a great guy though, good guy.
Yeah,
I do like him personally.
Yeah, Tom, I mean, I feel like it's not bullying because Tom is immune to bullying.
Yeah.
He's so delusional that he can't even process. Do you remember when Joe Robinson used to go on the radio and make fun of Tom on the radio?
Yeah, which that is bullshit.
Yeah, well, Joe's an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I wish I had the ability to do is like do Showtime, like do Showtimes on the trains, but go on the trains and be like, "What's up, everybody? This is Showtime," and I start doing Showtime and then shit myself halfway through. Just have like violent diarrhea, my pants fall off, it starts spraying all over the train as I'm doing backflips. That would be the ultimate New York City experience. If one of the Showtime guys had diarrhea.
Did you hear the cricket lady? The lady that released the crickets on the 4 train was doing a bit.
Really?
She said it was a bit. I mean, I think she is crazy, but she was like, yeah, it was like one of my acting things. I do it for acting.
Did she record it or anything?
I don't think so.
I told you about that guy on the train that had he had a little amplifier on his waistband, and he had a stupid shirt on and a dumb hat. And it was right when I moved to New York, so it might have been Ray Kump. I don't think it was Ray Kump, but he had the same voice as Ray Kump. And he was gets on the train, he's got this amplifier and a microphone hooked up to it, and he's like, and and waving his arms around and acting like a stupid jackass and speaking gibberish. And he gets to we're nearing the next stop, I guess around the L under the water or something. And he's like, "Thanks, folks. If you enjoyed me just trying to brighten your day, you can give me $1. I just want to make people laugh. That's all I'm doing. I'm trying to just have fun out here and be goofy and make people laugh." And then he's still talking into the microphone, so everyone can hear him. And he walks past this couple, And he was like, what was that? Oh, well, you know what? I'm actually performing in the comedy clubs all over the city. So,
oh my god,
you know, your preferences is, you know, and he got into like an argument with somebody. It was like, that wasn't funny. He said that to him, and then he got really defensive about
that's
it.
so awesome.
Yeah,
Imagine just having an amp and trying to do stand up.
Bryson did that shit. He like did stand up in the subway for some reason.
Yeah, it's like
That shit
improv
sucks. Fuck
anywhere, dude.
Yeah,
No, fuck
Alabama is there, and he's a hack, and
he's like the house
comedian
feature.
Alabama.
Yeah, comedian Alabama.
Who
He-
got motorboated by Tim Heckle?
Tim Heckle, one of the best. Again, Tim Heckle. Shouts out to
Legend.
Tim. Yeah.
Where is he, in Baltimore still?
No, he's
Nah,
in
he's
South
in the Carolinas.
The beach bit is my favorite stand-up
That's
comedy
so
bit I've
fucking
ever heard.
funny.
You weren't there for that though.
No,
were
no, no,
you? Yeah.
you've just told me
Huh?
about it.
He just went on stage one time. I don't think it was a bit.
It's not even a
That's
bit.
the thing is like Tim can't come up with bits. He's just
so
funny.
funny.
He's just
Yeah.
so
So he'll go
funny.
on stage. He'll be like, "All right, I'll be funny for a minute," and then I'll start doing material, and he'll crush, and then he starts doing jokes, and he's like, they got macaroni and cheese. What if it was like, you know, what if it was syrup instead of cheese? You know, he can't think.
He had a good he had a good super S bit, and it ended with like fingering being a 6-year-old that's fingering another 6-year-old, which I'm all for.
Yeah,
Getting fingered in a cubby or something. It was pretty funny.
yeah, he's ridiculous. But yeah, he just went on stage one time. He's like, "What up? What the fuck is up, dude? I am a straight up beach bum. Okay, I am a beach bum. I love the beach. Ocean City, where's the beer funnel at? And go hang out with my bros. Rehoboth, gay it up. I'll suck a dude's dick."
Yeah, it's just, people are giving him.
He's just listing beaches.
Yeah, just listing beaches and then getting hyped about whatever
regional
this-
mid-Atlantic beaches.
Yeah.
It sounds like mid-Atlantic beach Brody Stevens.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of
Kinda.
similar.
In
Yeah,
a
he's
lot
got,
of
he's got a
ways.
couple vibes. He's got
Yeah.
a couple Brody vibes. But yeah. What the fuck were we talking about?
Rehoboth,
Oh, yeah.
go get gay on the beach.
Yeah,
I love
gay it
that.
up. That's what he said. Gay it up. I'll suck a dick. Rehoboth. If you guys don't know, Rehoboth is a beach.
Notoriously homosexual.
Yeah,
In Delaware.
Delaware, right?
That's where
If you
Delaware
go up-
goes to get
What is
gay.
it? Ocean Parkway in Ocean City, like the main road. You
Yeah.
just drive up, and then once you cross, like, I don't know, 110th Street or whatever it is,
You're in Delaware.
you're in Rehoboth.
People also on podcasts, like, they like ask the same questions. I feel like we ask different kind of questions.
we ask different kind of questions. You know,
But
we
still kept it topical.
we could go the Mark Maron route and just be like,
Talk about yourself.
you
Are we
know,
okay?
what's your jazz like? So, what's your
So
hey,
we got
cat,
this cat in the
what's
studio.
up, cat? What are you? How
What
do you-
kind of cat? What kind of cat are you?
That's Marin.
Yeah.
That's my Marin.
We got a cat.
In the studio. So, how do you feel about my cat's career? How's this cat feel? Okay, sorry. Electronics.
Well, folks, you know, that was another afternoon with the boys.
Fuck you 6 times.
fucked you 6 times.
That's the best cat call.
Yeah, I fucked you 6 times because it confuses
We
me.
already fucked.
Yeah.
We already fucked and it wasn't that good.
I fucked you 6 times.
Just start yelling that at women. I already fucked you and it wasn't that good. I fucked you 6 times. We should start doing that.
Oh, that's good.
All the cumboys out there, take videos of you doing that and send us vines.
Yeah,
At Brandon Wardell.
we're catcalling women to raise awareness for ALS. Just run up to a random woman on the street, honk her tits, and then ice bucket her.
and say dicks out for Harambe. Brandon
Yeah,
Wardell made
Brandon
me do
Wardell.
Did Brandon
Yeah.
made okay,
Guys,
I don't
if
want
you're
to
in
talk to him
college-
about it. Brandon
What's
made
that?
that up.
What, dicks out for Harambe?
Yeah,
I
this
don't.
is like a big deal.
I don't know if he made it up.
Dicks out for Harambe. I mean,
Did he get behind it?
Dude, who
Well,
knows?
Brandon's never made anything up in his life. He didn't know who Danny Trejo was. He thought he was a dishwasher at whatever venue was mistakenly let Brandon do his shitty Snapchat comedy. And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this dishwasher say dicks out for Harambe."
Dude,
You know, man,
Brandon's a DJ, man. Don't
Danny Trejo.
Yeah. Don't talk about DJ. Don't talk
about DJ Brandon
and
like
Twitter
that.
personality Brandon Wardell like that.
Twitter DJ Brandon Wardell.
He has no idea who Danny Trejo is. You know, Danny Trejo used to rob convenience stores with hand grenades.
Really?
Yeah, I
he would
heard
pull
that,
the fucking
too.
pin out and be like,
Holy
"Give me the money." When he was like 12, and he had that voice.
And he had the chest tattoo, the same thing. Yeah.
The chest tattoo of the Tapatio man.
yeah, yeah.
That's Danny Trejo's guest set too.
Oh God.
Well, I feel like half those people are just mad about the schism, the O&A schism.
Oh, that's a tremendous part of it. Yeah.
Why I don't understand taking sides with like the end of two grown men's friendship.
It's a weird thing, you know. It's like that's basically what it is. It's like a divorce, and they're really mad.
Well, Dad gave me a better birthday last year, so I like his house more.
They look at it like, and again, I can only speak from what I've heard from them.
Yeah.
But a lot of them come from a place of like, this was a show that. It was a different fan base. It was a very aggressive fan base.
Yeah.
And very
well, I remember when
taunting.
When I was a teenager, it was like, wasn't it like a bit, like a pest bit to like blow an air horn in like a local news reporter's ear?
No, that was the one that ended that bit actually. They got sued. Yeah.
Says, yeah, let's make somebody fucking deaf.
Yeah, it was just about being stupid and getting their name out there.
Yeah.
But when their show ended, people really did split down the middle because it was frustrating for them to see this thing that they love so much gone. Like one day it was there and one day it was gone. And then when Opie and myself didn't go with Anthony, that's when a lot of the anger came out. Like they were angry immediately that we didn't quit.
Yeah, right.
Which contractually we couldn't have. We would have gotten sued by Sirius. And then when we re-upped with Sirius and didn't go with Ant, I always kind of held out a secret hope that there would be some kind of reconciliation. But as time went on, it became apparent that it would not be.
But the thing I don't understand about the side-taking thing is, like, have you never had a group of friends in your life? I mean, anybody I know knows somebody or knows two different people that fucking hate each other.
Sure.
And they can be friends with both of them. And that's like a social dynamic that everyone has to navigate. And then these people just don't understand that.
I think what bothers them is they looked at it like, these guys are very, and I mean, see, these guys meaning me too, are very real people. They tell us how things are for them, and they tell us what life is or how they see life. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, this, as you said, schism, this thing happens, and it's not the way they saw it. They're like, these fucking guys were fake. They didn't tell us that they didn't like each other. Mm-hmm. They acted like everything was okay. To me, I mean, I was there every day, so I saw a lot of it. Yeah. But there were things that came out afterwards that I wasn't even aware of. You know, I didn't know exactly how Opie felt. There were times where he said things were good, and there were times where he said things were bad. So I think the fans, if I'm sitting there and I'm not 100% sure, like there's been a couple things that have happened in the time since the show ended that surprised me.
Yeah.
But then the fans also have to be realistic too. It's like Keith Richards and Mick Jagger really don't like each other.
Yeah. Right.
You know, Kiss didn't like each other for years.
Yeah.
Ozzy and Sabbath, it didn't get along at one point. It's how it is in a creative collaboration. Right. The difference is when you're hearing music, you're not hearing real opinions on a real-time daily basis.
Yeah.
You're not hearing the fucking recording sessions.
Right.
Where they're yelling at each other. So when it's just a different dynamic with talk radio, man. Fans get very attached to it. But the only thing that bothers me about the fans' reaction is the way they've kind of turned on the three of us. And it's like, man, we made you laugh for 10 years.
Yeah.
The guys that hated us all along, that's different.
Yeah.
But it's like all of a sudden to have such vitriolic anger towards guys that made you... Like, I've been pissed off at people who I enjoyed, too. Yeah. But I didn't get that vengefully angry at them.
I guess it's kind of like a finding out, like, wrestling is fake sort of thing.
But it wasn't a fake dynamic.
Right.
It was. I mean, what you saw. I mean, we were trying to be funny, and there was a lot of it they saw before it ended too. But yeah, maybe it is along those lines. They just feel deceived to a certain point. But you know, it's like I've let more of my personal life hang out than fucking almost anybody in showbiz. Like, what do you want?
Right.
Like that's what bothers me. It's like, what do you fucking guys want? Like, I've told you more about myself than most performers would have ever told you about themselves. I told you to be funny. I told you in times when there was a slow news day. You know what I mean? I just started spitting shit out.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry if I let you down. What do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Half of you don't even use your real names when you yell at us.
Yeah.
I've told you things that most guys would never have told you.
That's like a funny comparison to like the band thing. You know, like I always have had a lot of respect for like the Brian Setzer Orchestra, that he could manage all those people, that band didn't break up. You have that many people, and they never had an issue.
Or they never had a visible issue. I'm sure they had them.
Yeah, but you know, how many musicians are there in that band?
I don't even know.
It's a whole orchestra.
Yeah,
and they hold that together. Do you think like Philharmonic orchestras have like first chair
second,
violin has a heroin problem? And they have to kick him out.
Fucks the tuba player's wife.
Yeah.
It probably happens all the time, and they just boot him, and you never know. It's just another jerk off in a tux. There's no attachment. There's no attachment to those people, so you'll never see them coming and going.
Yeah.
You know,
I would love to see a showboating like cello player. Just you gotta keep it together. You can no more. I don't know. Just comes in, makeup. I don't know. Just like spandex.
See, I don't know shit about the orchestra. I'm sorry I took this in this.
I'm
direction.
really reaching here.
Yeah,
Why?
I
I mean,
got
the
bow ties,
orchestra's
violins. That's all I really understand.
I had cello. That was it.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
tuba. I don't think tubas are in orchestras, but I said it.
I'm sure there are once in a while.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's where the rift is. You know, maybe one guy shows up with a tuba because he's better at that, and they're like, we don't need this. Whatever it just happened.
That's how marching bands started. They literally walked out, just didn't stop. I'm good. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm
We got
glad
some
I
nice
remembered
stuff.
him. We'll save Tom Flood for the. I'm glad. You know what's funny? I was trying to like pick my brain, trying to think of like a shitty comic I haven't shit on yet.
I'd love to. Maybe next episode we'll get into really deep into Dave Schofer.
Yeah, Dave's
He's
good.
a fucking.
Dave's
gem,
always
dude.
been nice to me, but you know, apparently people
Are
hate
you
him.
kidding? Oh, that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Uncle
Plain
Dave
Joke.
comedy.
Uncle Dave
Yeah.
comedy, dude.
Well, Tom Flood. Why I brought up Tom Flood is because Tom Flood, and it sort of ties into Diesel. Tom Flood was this guy with like who was severely autistic. He wasn't high functioning autistic. He could like barely communicate with you, and he pushed carts at like the Safeway down Route 7 or something. And he would come to Wiseacres for the open mic, and you know, he would go on stage and do his time, but it wasn't jokes or anything, and everyone would laugh at him. And like, but people, so half of it was people being like, we're being supportive, or this is avant-garde, and it's like, no, you're laughing at an autistic man.
Right,
This is
right,
exploitation. That's all it is.
right,
For sure.
And like one time he went on stage and he fucking like dragged. He spent the first 2 minutes of his set dragging tables from like the audience onto the stage, and he lines them up and puts 4 chairs behind them. And he's like, "Oh, the 1984 NBC4 afternoon news broadcast from September 13th." And he's like, Mitch Douglas sat here, and Kate, and he reenacts some afternoon news broadcast from like 1984 that he remembers, and it's not jokes or anything.
Hell yes.
And I remember Mike Diesel, like he was like, "I'm telling you, if you brought that act on the road, it would kill. He is a genius." And it's like, no, Mike. If you brought that act on the road,
Jesus
it
Christ.
would kill. That is Andy Kaufman level genius. It's like, no, you're just laughing and disabled.
Oh God!
No, I feel like there was something I wanted to mention that we were saying.
What were we saying on set? That was very funny.
Yeah, we were. Oh, there was the tour, the Cleveland-Boston tour.
Where the
I forgot
the
the
guy.
setup for that. No, I ruined
Oh
it.
no!
We'll do it next
this
time.
guy's like, I saw.
No, I already ruined it.
I went around all summer. I saw Jane's Addiction.
Oh yeah, it was Jane's Addiction Cleveland Boston tour.
Cleveland Boston.
It's like 9:12 Cleveland, 9:13 Boston, 9:14 Cleveland, 9:15 Boston, 9:16 Boston, 9:17. That's right, baby, Cleveland.
Just the T-shirt. That would be a really funny
that'd be a
T-shirt
cool
today.
t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jane's Addiction, just going back. And
That
forth
wasn't the
between-
funny thing though. That we were.
It's like a testicle.
He does. Somebody described Bob Hoskins that way one time.
But he looks like a testicle.
Yeah, an angry testicle.
That's pretty good.
You know what's funny?
We're
He
in
like
this-
died loathing the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Poor guy.
was
That
so
movie
mad
was
about that.
so bad.
It was
dude.
really bad.
Everything about it was awful.
That might have been the most underwhelming celebrity death of all time.
Bob Hoskins?
Yeah.
What happened?
He was in
Nobody-
a lot of really good movies.
He was an amazing actor.
Yeah, he was.
He was really talented, and he died, and nobody gave a shit.
Yeah.
When did he die?
He died like 2 years ago, and on the anniversary of his death last year, articles about his death started coming up, and people were like, "Oh my God, Bob Hoskins died."
Well, that's what happened, dude. I feel like literally in like a year, this past year, everyone claims they loved every celebrity. Like it used to be there'd be like a status here or there, but everyone's writing an essay now. I don't fucking like were people that important to you? It doesn't feel like it just
Right.
became
Yeah.
a
When
thing.
Irwin was on show posters and it was like 6 black guys. I don't know how he got in on that clique, but like it was just always like You know, like
Did you see that video?
James the comedian.
Yeah.
The Big Fred.
I used to love
Fred.
all those guys, all those like PG County comics.
Yeah.
The fight at
The
the
fight
open
video
mic.
is the funniest.
Rollo
fucking shit.
posted a fight at an open mic in like PG
Yeah.
County somewhere.
It was that was Erwin host that.
Yeah,
what
it was
was
some
it
like
called?
Temple Hills open mic, and it's the guy's like LaMarcus Way Too Violent Jackson, the entertainer.
the entertainer.
Yeah. I guess they've been stealing Scott Joplin's name for 80 years.
Some guy is something too funny.
Yeah, too funny, too business, hilarious, entertainment.
Entertainment LLC.
That's the LLC.
I love that shit. On every
real dark black entertainment. super dark black guy entertainment.
LLC
Executive.
Incorporated trademark sign.
International executive black guy.
Or it's just
entertainment.
N hilarious, but then the S is a dollar sign. And Hilarious Entertainment presents Two Funny Tuesdays.
No, what do you?
Two hilarious
Tuesdays.
Two hilarious Tuesdays. Fuck.
Erwin Lord.
Tom Myers was just on one of those shows. Somebody
Those
sent
are
me
the
the
best
posters.
show
It's him in
posters.
him in like the middle of Pennsylvania on some like urban show, and it's him in like 3 middle-aged black women comics.
That's awesome.
They'll let those guys keep working.
Yeah.
The Erwin and the Toms can like keep getting.
I mean,
getting
I
spots.
fucking loved Lawrence. Lawrence is so funny.
Lawrence Owens is funny. I mean, he's whatever. He's not.
He
saying
cracks
anything
me up,
new,
dude.
but
I was
he's
watching
hilarious.
a Lawrence Owens video the other day where he's like doing that thing about how he's got glasses so he can't be a thug. And he's just fucking like going up to the mic stand all cross-eyed, and he's like, "Who's the motherfucker I'm supposed to kill? Is this him right here?" Shit, there he is. He's just a goofball.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's great.
he's really funny. Also, really funny.
Good performer.
Really good stuff about gay people.
Oh yeah. No, the bit immediately after that in that video is like, shit, half of you probably know a faggot.
One time I did a Tony Wood show at Climate.
Tony is fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
That
Tony's a
place?
good comic.
Climate
Huh.
with a K.
Yeah.
Climate
Clement
Lounge.
Lounge.
Yeah, Clement.
So I went there. I saw Tony the night before. He's like, "Come through Climate tomorrow night. You know, we drink some Grand Marnier." And there's this guy David that was on the Real World, like one of the early seasons. He was a black guy, David something, and he was a DC comic, I guess, with like Martin Lawrence, and like back in the day, he was a DC comic. And his sister was there. I guess he was hanging out at the show. I guess Tony knew him, and his sister was there, and she was just, completely blackout, heckling every single person on stage.
Jesus.
Tony's there. Tony gets in late. Like, the
Of
show's
course.
already off the rails.
Of course.
And I was about to go up next. I'm like, I'm just going to the lion's den. This woman's going to destroy me.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this guy that went up before me. This guy, his name was Detroit Boat. Do you ever run across that guy? Do you ever run across
What the fuck? I mean, come on, man.
Vote.
I swear to God, this guy's name was
Yeah,
Detroit.
my name's Caprice Classic.
Detroit is known for cars, too. It's not necessarily like a
That's awesome.
nautical type of vibe. There.
Yeah. He's on Lake
Um,
Michigan.
So he's trying to do his act. She's interrupting him. And he's like, is someone going to tell this bitch to shut up? She stands up as soon as he says bitch, and she just smacks him across the face. I was there the night the Detroit Boat
That's
got
hilarious.
smacked across the face by the sister of a guy that was on Real World 2 Los Angeles.
That's so funny. What was
Yeah, all those guys used to come hang out. They used to do Ian Salmon's open mic. I remember the guy, I forget his name, Chris something. He was the host of Rap City.
No, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Chris
Oh,
Thomas.
no.
Chris Thomas, yeah.
Rap City the Basement was the guy that worked at the Wizards games, remember?
Well, Chris Thomas had a
Chris
bunch
Thomas
of credits.
was the
whatever.
original host.
I don't
of
remember,
Rap
but I
City.
know Chris had a ton of
Big
credits.
Tig, right?
Big Tigger.
He was the original host of Rap City.
Okay.
So maybe
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like season 1 or something. But, yeah, he was at an open mic one time. and there's this one guy losing his mind, and he's like, "How are you all not going crazy? Do you not know who this is?" And he's like, "This was the original host of Rap City." And
Yeah.
people are like, "Okay."
You know, he was famous as shit, and he would come and just like, if you got in a corner with him, dude, if it was you and him one-on-one, he just wouldn't stop telling you about how he used to be famous.
Yeah.
It was just like, he would not stop
That's
talking
the
about it.
saddest shit, dude.
And he would be doing his like Arsenio Hall impression or something. Like he would just be doing very dated impressions and shit like that, and like up until like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
which I don't know. It's pretty sad.
Yep,
I guess.
that's depressing. It's a
Yeah,
shitty
yeah.
world to live in.
Comedy sucks.
People burn out.
That's
Well,
why you
not
gotta
us,
start.
Not us, dude. That podcast is going to keep growing. There's actually a new feature on Patreon where you're not allowed to delete your pledge.
yeah.
So, guess
Yeah.
what? We have your social security information. You don't like this
Did
episode? You
anyone
don't like the
delete their
bonus one?
pledge because the first bonus was bad?
Oh yeah, a bunch of them.
Really?
Bunch? No, I just want to make you feel bad.
Ugh. Why'd you say that?
Oh, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Nice, man.
Nice, dude. Well, we gotta have one puke. That's how we know that's our time to end
That
the
is
show.
a good.
Yeah.
The puking was
The cat
the best.
pukes, Nick pukes.
No, I think I got an ulcer or something. I don't know.
Probably.
But yeah, that's been an hour and 8 minutes, so we're fucking
Okay.
done, I guess.
I don't know if Dundalk guy would make that observation.
Yo, I ain't never been on a train. Too many different kinds of Mexicans on there, yo. They got too many different types, yo. Too many flavors, yo. I know about Puerto Ricans and I know about Mexicans, and that's it, yo. I ain't learning no Uruguayan motherfuckers, yo.
It's always funny when they have like when dumb shitheads like that always have like one or two really funny lines.
Oh yeah.
Because then you're like, how dumb are you?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Well, that's Walt basically. Remember?
Oh yeah, Walt.
Ostrowski?
Oh man, yeah, yeah. So we bring up like I don't want to call him a shitty comic because for where he is, and
Yeah, he's shockingly talented.
he murders. He fucking
Yeah.
murders.
This
in-
Dundalk,
yeah,
just Walt
in Dundalk.
Ostrowski, bro.
Yeah. The guy looks like a fucking Twitter egg with a goatee. If you put a goatee in the middle of the Twitter egg.
And then you give him a Ravens hat and camo
Yeah.
Ravens pants.
The first time I met this guy, we did a show together at in Federal Hill at some bar, one of those Color Me Funny shows.
Oh yeah.
And I go into the he used the bathroom before me, and I go into the bathroom after him, and he had taken a shit and not flushed.
Oh.
And it was just steakums floating in the toilet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it like it's at my house. I'm gonna do it house style. Take a dump. And but now hold on. Not only did he not flush, no toilet paper next to the turd. So he just had shitted and then
You went dry?
yeah.
That's a lot of
I'm going
confidence.
commando. That's not what commando means, Walt. I'm gonna do it Rambo style.
Oh hell yeah.
Tom Myers finally emailed me back and said he wouldn't come on the podcast.
Why?
No, he was like, he sent me 2 emails because I sent him an email. I was like, could you come on my podcast? I promise I won't make fun of you. And he was like, he sent me one email that was like, considering your animosity and behavior in the past towards me. and then he just sent that email, and then he sent another one that was like, considering your animosity in the past. So he sent me the
Sent you the
draft.
draft.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't realize he said the draft?
Yeah, he didn't realize it.
You think he listens to this?
What an idiot.
No, I don't think he knows what podcasts are. He's still busy writing Kennedy bits.
Fuck. What did he say though?
I
What
just
did
want
he
to
say
see
now?
Tom as a character in JFK, like with a fucking trench coat.
What if I asked him to be on the
An
podcast?
FBI spook?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
could ask him. Well, he's like, considering, your animosity towards me. I told Norman, I was like, yeah, fucking Tom turned me down. He's like, why would he go on your podcast just to be made fun of? It's like, why would he ever do a comedy show or go on the radio? Why would he go out in public? It's-
Yeah, but it's more direct making.
No, man. When he used to
No,
go
dude,
on
Mickey
fucking
Coachella.
when he was on Mickey and Amelia back
Yeah.
when they were in the afternoon drive
That
show,
is hilarious.
he was so fucking mean to Tom. I used to just drive around dying laughing.
Dude, we could probably find some of those and play those.
Oh
Those
my
are
God.
funny as shit.
He's like, now Tom is a comedian, but I know Tom because he sells me ice cream at the 7-Eleven he works at when I'm on my way home.
That's so mean.
So,
What
now,
station was
Tom, I
that?
don't want to be mean to you, but a lot of comics don't have any respect for you. Name that comes to mind is Joe Robinson. And they would have Joe call in, and Joe would be like, "No, you misunderstand. What I said was that Tom might be the greatest comedian of all time, and in fact, maybe with George Carlin as a close second."
Oh my God.
Was it 98 Rock?
98
98
Rock,
Rock.
baby. 97.9 on Baltimore in Baltimore.